job experience is also
Yes.
enough so that they are motivated.
I think that will make more sense.
Yeah,
What I'm actually doing,
yeah,
if you
that is
guys
true.
want to,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can come
I
in.
can come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just want to keep my phone. So, sir has given me a good introduction, and I have been coached and guided by him during my preparation. And I know now it's all about internet and gathering lot of information, but you do need a mentor. You do need somebody to sieve out what's important, because come whatever, you will not be able to do everything, and you will not be able to prepare everything. And like, I don't know whether you've told the same thing to them, but I remember one very important thing sir used to say, that if you even see the marks that people get, even the topper has, I think, 40%. 40% is a topper.
Yes, right.
So I remember this thing very clearly, what sir used to say. That means if the topper is getting 40%, right? So 60%, you study whatever, however, 60% of the questions would be something which is going to be tough, or it is at least the marks will be such that you will not get those marks. And it will be out of syllabus, it will be really coming as a surprise to you when you're sitting in the exam, right? So you know what the game is? The game is not, this is not like, we all know, this is not a qualifying exam or something like that. Barring the first part, which is the prelims, it's largely how better you are compared to the next person, right? So it's not going to be those 40% that will count for you, because most of the people, when we prepare, if you're of a basic level of IQ and basic level of hard work, which I think most of us are, it is how you deal those questions which are ambiguous, which are things which are like a bouncer to you. How do you bat those balls? How you really compose yourselves? How you connect the dots? How you connect the dots during the exam? So that is something which was very insightful from, because what sir did was not teach a lot. He used to teach basics, and then we had to build it, paint our own painting there. So that is something that really helped me. I've recently, you know unfortunately, finally given away my notes. That the only notes that I preserved, I got through in the third attempt, and I gave the fourth attempt also. But the only notes that I preserved for so many years also were sir's notes, because they were so, it was like, it used to help me in all things, like whether it's pubad, general knowledge, whether it's whatever. So you'll figure it out for yourself, that you don't need anybody to spoon feed you. What you need is building blocks. And if you have the right building blocks with you, you can do really, really well. It's not the quantity, it's always the quality. It's always the quality. So, I don't want to, like, I wasn't prepared for this, because I am coming in lunchtime right now here, because I just wanted to say hello to sir. And if you want to know a little bit about my job description, I can talk about that. That would be more relevant. Yeah. So what I do right now at airport. So we used to do both trade facilitation, like passengers should not get stopped at the green channel, and we used to also ensure that no smuggling happens. So for that, basically we used to.
I came to airport so many times. You did not catch me.
Well, you were international travel.
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know. So,
Means, you people need to improve.
yeah. You know what the figures are? We catch only 10%.
Okay.
That's as bad as that. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh God, this is getting recorded.
No, it's okay.
Okay, yeah. So, but any which ways, the most important thing right now for any officer is how to ensure both. Basically, how to ensure and manage a big team. That becomes an important skill set. So, your emotional quotient is very important. And I think the biggest thing that this exam does for you is, because it's such a long exam, really, it's not like one day, it's like it took me 3 attempts. How to manage yourself is something that will hold you in good stead. And when you're having such pressure situations, this is something which this exam does for you. And I think the most important thing that I learned during my tenure at the airport was how to coordinate with different agencies, because there are many agencies working to protect us. So that was one very important skill as a administrator. You have to coordinate with different uh, people, different agencies, and then how to gather information also. Because if you have to make a case, somebody will not walk into you. He's trying his best to not get caught. So what do you do? What kind of because of course you get a lot of data, but that data is not enough. You need human intelligence and you need data analytics, both to work in tandem to make a good case. So that was something that we do. And right now, the most important thing right now I'm doing is basically coordinating at a very senior level with different agencies to ensure that uh, because things are changing very, very fast. It's very dynamic. There is a lot of digital stuff that is, I can't really, I'm really mincing my words here because, I'm at a sensitive place. So, but you get the gist that it's work which is coordination. It's not like we are doing rocket science. What we are doing here is basically what we do in the exam. You have to understand the concept, be able to frame it in a simple way, and explain things to seniors, to subordinates, to different agencies, your purpose and your vision, so that we take people together and we are able to deliver the results. I know this is sounding very, very vague, but I am just trying my, you get the gist, right? Anything else you want to ask me? I can answer specifically. That would be
Yeah,
helpful.
you can ask other questions. Any questions you have, you can ask.
I have just one question. So you opted for customs, right?
Yes.
So you must have had the option of income tax as well.
Yes, yes. At my rank, I
So
did.
how did you decide to take that
So
course?
at that time, GST was coming, and for me, two, three reasons which were very personal. I wanted in customs, what happens? Customs and GST, you get a lot of staff under you. So I wanted that because being a lady, I needed that kind of support. Initially, I couldn't have. While at junior level in income tax, you don't have that much support system. So that was one major thing. And then GST was very exciting. So at that time, we thought that, and we still think that it's going to be something which is very rewarding to learn because it's such a important tax system. So that was the main reason at that. I got selected in 2014, and GST got implemented in 2017. So I had a very important role in getting all the embassies and diplomats their refund. For 2 years, I worked on that. Because before GST, there used to be VAT, and what the diplomats and everybody had was a kind of an exemption, kind of a card, which they would show, and they would just get a blanket exemption from the. They didn't have to pay VAT because it was reciprocal. Like for example, our diplomats in Germany maybe, they are subjected to some tax which they don't pay, or if they pay, they are refunded. Similarly, Germans when in India would get the same kind of treatment. So this is Vienna Convention and a lot of other things. So I got an opportunity there to, for 2 years, to just ensure that all the refund happens. So I had like 180 countries with me and 55 UN organizations and international organizations. So that was very fulfilling. That's just a small part of. Otherwise, you know what? Honestly speaking, we all aim for IS and IPS. IRS and all these things we don't even know. I still don't know what happens in income tax to some extent. I know a little bit. I know definitely when I was maybe a student more than that. But it's a job and the nuances are very much there. So I really think that you should try and meet people of different services if you want to, because personally speaking, I have found it to be very rewarding to be in IRS because from family point of view, from other aspects, I can stay and I have a 5-year-old child, so I can be for my family. My husband is heading Uber Southeast Asia. So he stays in Gurgaon, and we can manage it largely because I have this service. So a lot of things, shifting priorities as one ages. So that's really worked for me, I think. Anything else? Anybody?
Ma'am, could you please narrate one incident where you or your team means you have cracked something outstanding?
I can't do that on this. I realized earlier also. Please don't
You can
put
be
me.
professional. You can be professional with your words.
I can be professional with my words. That's so tricky, you know. You're already a smart person.
Yeah, or we can switch off this recording.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Has it switched? No, that I think is yours.
yeah.
Yeah. Just